Hello, everyone. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 1, and apologies that we've missed a week so far in the league. So we're going to take a look now at all three divisions. We've got 3 on the go now, so we've grown quite a bit since last season. So if it's your first time watching, hello to all the new coaches. We'll take a look division by division, and we'll cover both weeks as well. So we'll start off with Skulls and Wands. So this is one of our main divisions. This is run by Abnorman. So again, Abnorman, thank you for stepping up into an admin role to help look after this. We're going to look at the schedule, and we'll look at week 1 first of all, and we'll look at the results, and then we'll look at week 2, and then we'll take a look at week 3 and do some predictions here. So, Two Drunk Flings and Friends versus Crocs Out. Now, let's see who is the coach of Crocs Out. So, apologies, guys, I'm still learning everyone's names. So, that's Norm. Now, this was a 1-all win for the Flings, and it was actually quite an entertaining match. I did cast this one live. Some interesting manoeuvres from some of the skinks there, but a really good victory for Artnalax, and a good first outing for Norm as well. So yeah, that was awesome. Quivering Orgasm versus The Incredibles. So this is Moon and Big Floor Pie. Again, I watched the first half of this game, and it was really entertaining. The Orcs had quite a considerable TV advantage. However, the Bretts actually had a really good use of their inducements and actually nearly forced a defensive score pretty early on in the game. So that was a really, really good match to watch as well. So that ends in a 1-1. Then you have Magic's Mystery Tour versus the Banana Boys. So I believe this was Chaos versus some kind of elf. So Show Me Magic. Again, super happy to have this guy in the league as well. Nice to have some big streamers. And yeah, the Banana Boys, Frosty. Ended in a 2-2, I believe. So it must have been a pretty competitive matchup. So well done for both coaches there. Jurassic Raptors versus Dead Inside Out. Now, Mr. Ben is one of our newer coaches. However, he's actually very good at Lizards, considering the amount of time he's played the game. So for this to be a 4-0 blowout, I'm actually really shocked. Like, Leo's a very good coach in his own right, but I'm very shocked by that scoreline. So I'm going to have to go back and watch the replay on this. So, yeah, Mr. Ben, if you're watching this, what happened? What happened with this game? I need to know. And then probably the upset of the week, Den Bastard Orcs versus the WWE Legends. Now, for the first season and a half, the Orcs looked unbeatable and actually didn't drop a game. Had some crazy unbeaten run. Started dropping off some games at the end of last season, and then were knocked out in that Orc versus Orc match in the semi-final. So to see them come in and actually lose their first game here is quite shocking. Lefe's an amazing coach though, and his Necro are pretty tasty. So, you know, skill level wise, not shocked, but the teams themselves, like the history that those Orcs had, yeah, that's an upset in my book. Let's look at Schedule 2 as well, which has already been done. And again, actually, big thank you to everyone for getting all your games done and not having to be chased as well. That's one of the things I was worried about as the league grew, would it get harder to actually police, but you guys have been brilliant, so thank you so much. It does really make a difference to the people doing the admin side of it, so yeah, cheers guys. So we start off with the Legends against Two Drunk Flings. That was an incredible game. There was some crazy dice, there was some terrible decisions, there were some great decisions. There was probably the most impactful KO Apotho I've ever seen in my life. But the Legends picked up a 2-1 win. You know, they might be Flings, but they're Artnalax's Flings. So if anyone can actually beat him, I'm very, very impressed. And then, next game as well, Leo Loca on a 2-game winning streak at the start of the season after only missing out on playoffs due to points difference last season. So he was technically a playoff coach, or he was good enough to be a playoff coach. But to see the Orcs then drop the first 2 of the season, again, really shocking. But I'm really, really happy to see how well Leo's developed over the past 6 months. So this is a great result for him. Jurassic Raptor versus the Banana Boys. I think both coaches were frustrated for the majority of this game. And there was some really good positioning on the offensive drive for the Lizards. I really like the way that they kept their cool and worked their way up the pitch. This could easily have ended a 1-1. I think there was some positioning mistakes on the 10-15 defense. And I'm sure once that gets sort of ironed out in Mr. Ben's game, I think he's going to start smashing a lot of coaches. But yeah, really good game. And it's almost a shame that this one wasn't a draw, because both of the coaches deserve something from that match. And The Incredibles versus Magic's Mystery Tour. Now, I've not seen this one myself, but from speaking to both coaches, I believe it was hilarious. So really good start for Moon there. Unlucky Magics. I'm sure you'll bounce back. And then the Quivering Orgasms, picking up a 1-0 win over Crocs Out, rounds up our current results. So we'll have a look at the leaderboard for this. So we have Leo and Lefe unbeaten at the top. Then we have Frosty, Moon, and Big Floor Pie on 1-1. And then we have Artnalax on 1-0-1. And then Show Me Magic is 0-1-1. And then the rest are 0-0-2. So it's quite tight at the top, but we're only 2 weeks in. So depending on these next results, like if Leo and Lefe pick up another win each, and these guys maybe pick up some draws, we might have 2 really strong playoff contenders really, really early. And with the teams that these guys have as well, you would expect them. Lefe was definitely in my thinking for a playoff coach. I'll be honest, Leo was on the cusp, but if he continues the form he showed this season, then there's no reason that he doesn't make playoffs. And he's got a great team as well. So week 3 schedule. So we've got 2 Drunk Flings and the Banana Boys. So I'm going to call this one. So this is Artnalax versus Frosty, I believe. I'm going to call this one for the Banana Boys, purely because the Elves can just 2-up their way to a victory. I think Flings do better into like bashy teams that don't have tackle, right? So I think the fact that these guys have got agility and can just sort of dance around the Flings is going to really, really help. The Incredibles versus Dead Inside Out. This is, for me, the match of the week. Both really good coaches. But if Leo can get the victory here, I'm not sure he can, but if he can get the victory here, it puts him 3-0 in the division. I'm going to find it really hard to pick a winner here because, I'm big fans of both of the coaches. So I'm actually going to call this one a draw, which is really unusual for me. But I'm going to say this is going to be a 2-2 draw. Crocs Out and WWE Legends. Norman, man, I've got so much love for you, dude. But I think Lefe is going to absolutely steamroll this game. Like, his team is just so well developed. Nothing against Norm here, but I think Lefe's team is just so powerful. And with that Claw Mighty Blow as well, he could take out some of the Crocs really, really early, which is going to make him struggle. Quivering Orgasm versus Them Bastard Orcs. Now, I've not watched a lot of Big Floor Pie. What I have watched, I have liked. But if I'm going on who has the better Orc team, and what are my known things, I know Crazy's a top coach. So I'm gonna say this is a 1-0. But it's a close game, and I don't think the score from these guys, the Bastards, I don't think it's an easy score. I think this is going to be a great game. I would not be shocked at 0-0, but I'm going to say 1-0 just because of the agi on this team. And then Magic Mystery Tour versus the Jurassic Raptors. I'm going to have to give this to the Mystery Tour. I think that they're skilling up. Let's have a look at the 2 teams. Show Me Magic's at 1430. He's got Agi on this. He's got Block, Mighty Blow, Claw. He's got loads of Mighty Blow. Doesn't have Tackle, which could be an issue. And then if we look at the Jurassic Raptors, not a bad team, actually, by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm going to stick with my initial pick. I'm going to say that Magic's picks up that win there. So that is the Skulls and One division. Now we're going to take a look over at the Bunch of Punts, which is run by our very own Arknalax. So again, commiserations to Arknalax as well. So for those of you who don't know, his very first Chalice run, he actually made it to the final, and you know, some unfortunate luck with the opponent being given a score by the computer meant that he ended up not winning that, but he had an amazing run, and it was really entertaining to watch. So it's been named in honour of him because he likes to punt the ball a lot. So we called these guys the bunch of punts. Whew, I think I caught that. I'm not editing it. I might have sworn. So we'll have a look at the schedule first of all. The Drunk and Confused Chor, so I believe that's Misi against Abnorman. So Abnorman picks up the 1-0 win there. Abnorman, again, top coach, always makes playoffs. I believe he's won leagues that I've run in the past as well. Really good coach. But, you know, Chorfs can be difficult for Norse to deal with, so it's a really good result here. The Wood Elves, or Welves, or whatever you want to call them, versus the Stabby Stabbingtons. Now, I believe this is... Who are the Welves? Rogue Mercy. Now, Rogue is a top coach. Rogue is very, very good. So, awesome win here for him. Stabby's going to be a bit disappointed. But I think he can bounce back through this season. Sweetness and Fight, so Naros, welcome back to Blood Bowl, man. And what a game that was. It was brutal. Everyone died. Even a star player died in that one. So yeah, it was really, really crazy. We're going to have 2 Player of the Weeks this week. One of them is from this game, and then the other one is from, I believe it might have been Frosty's game. So we'll take a look at those in a bit. So a 1-0 there, but to be honest, it could have easily ended 0-0. It was that close. I was really pushed to the edge. I had to score early. He had a chance to score back and double sculled. So yeah, amazing game. Really, really fun. So the Lo-Fi Goth Kids, I believe this is Callum's new team. Let's double check. It is Callum's new team. Against the Celery Skins. Now, who are the Celery Skins? That's Cammy and his Woodies. So there was quite a bit of TV difference here. But a 4-0 win to start your season off on Wood Elves is pretty tasty, right? So that's a good result. And then the Crypt Kicker doesn't, sorry. Rydog, who again I'm super happy to have part of the league. He's a really, really cool streamer. If you guys don't follow him, please go and check him out after this. Against Miggy Wolfie. From what I've heard, Mamiglin forgot that you actually can score in Blood Bowl and just went to savage the vampires. And it didn't work out for him. Sorry, hiccups, guys. So great result there for Rydog in his first game. And I believe Miggy's a very new coach, and he'd also had a couple of weeks away and stuff, so I think that was his getting back into Blood Bowl game. We're on to week 2. So the Drunk and Confused Chorfs versus the current champions, the Corona Crushers. There was a big TV deficit. Inducements were used very well, and the Chorfs were used very well. So first half there was a lot of removals for the Chorfs, and then the second half there was a lot of removals for the Nurgle. I would say the team that came closest to scoring was actually the Chorfs. Had he not snaked on turn 15 or turn 16, I think I very easily could have lost this match. So awesome game, a very frustrating one actually. I was hoping to get a bit more done, especially considering the TV advantage. So really good result there for Misi. Yeah, and a 0-0 draw there. So that set me back a little bit so far this season. Stabby Stabbingtons come back against the Celery Skins. That's Cammy, so that's a 2-0 victory for those guys. So they bounced back pretty well after last week. We'll need to see what state the Celery Skins are actually in now. Be quite interesting. Cute Patooties versus Miggy Wolfie. Now this game had to be reset, which is really, really unfortunate because Miggy was actually up 1-0 when the game reset, and then when it came back he's ended up losing it 2-0, so really, really unfortunate there. But good result for Eb Norman. His team is definitely looking really strong really early in the season, which it always does. But we just need to see what team he can take to playoffs, because I would be really shocked if he goes through a bracket of 3 without winning a season. But unfortunately, both times he's got to the playoffs, I think his teams have been fairly bashed up, or he's just had bad matchups in the semi-final, like this boy over here. So yeah, I'm really I'm hoping that we get to see Norman in the semis again, and I'm really interested to see what he actually does. I'm interested to see if he has a team left at the end of it. And then the Wells versus the Crypt Keeper Dozen. Watch this match. I actually really like some of the vampire play from Rydog, but Wood Elves are Wood Elves, right? 3-1. Just a couple of 2-up dodges, some nice, it was more than that, there was some nice plays for sure, but fuck Elves, right? And then Sweetness and Fight versus the Lo-Fi Goth Kids. I actually hadn't known this game had been played. Really happy with this result for Narrows. Again, just coming back after a long time off. Callum is an amazing coach, so to pick up a draw against him in a 2-2-1 at that is really, really good. So well done there, dude. Really impressed with that. Let's go take a look at the leaderboard. So in first and second, you have Rogue and Eb Norman. I have heard that Rogue was very good going into this, so I'm not shocked to see him at the top. I'm not also not shocked to see Eb Norman there as well. He normally sits in first or second for the entire season anyway, so I imagine he won't be knocked off that spot. Myself and Callum in joint third, followed by the Savvy Stammingtons, Rydog and the Crypt Kicker Dozens. Narrows then at 7th with 1 draw, 1 loss. Same with Misi and Mamiglin and Cami at the bottom with 2 losses each, but they've got plenty of time to recover here. Let's have a look at the schedule. So we have the Celery Skins versus the Chorfs. So this is a tough one, and actually I'm going to need to look at the Celery Skins to see what I feel is going to happen. Now, one of the things that happened in my game against the Chorfs is I didn't get a lot of removals early, but I got some perms later on, so that might definitely impact what happens here. So he's out 2 linemen, but that's not the biggest deal because he'll just get loners, but he does have his 2 Agi 5 dudes here. Okay, that's nice. And let's look at these guys. So these guys have lost over 250,000 TV. He's had to, wow, he's he's literally just had to reset to a fresh team. So yeah, he's on a fresh team here, which I don't think he should be. Okay, I need to reach out to this coach because he's deleted his team and placed in a brand new 0T value one, which you absolutely can't do. So okay, I'll let the admin know about that. So we found it live on air. Yeah, that's a big no-no, guys. If your team, this is the difference between League and CCL. If your team gets destroyed, I'm sorry, you've got to keep going, guys. You can't delete. Mickey Wolfie versus the Corona Crushers. Let's see what state Mickey Wolfie's in. I'll be giving up some inducements here, but not as much as normal games. Wow, he has a lot of injuries. So he's out of White. He's out as Zombie. But his main players are in. He doesn't have a Claw Mighty Blow, actually, which is good. That guy's got a niggle on him. Okay, so this team's pretty battered, actually. So I'm going to say that the Crushers are probably going to take this. We're looking pretty tasty now. We're so close to piling on here. We're so close to Claw here. So yeah, the team is looking exceptional. And I'm hoping that we can pick up a win next week. Crypt Kicker Dozens versus Stabby Stabbingtons. I'm actually going to go for the Stabbingtons on this one. Again, 2-time finalist with a very good Orc team. Going into Vampires, if he rolls slightly above average, he's just going to murder the Thralls. Lo-Fi Goth Kids versus the Cute Patooties. I'm going to say the Patooties there, but I wouldn't be shocked if Callum pulls up an upset. And then Sweetness and Fight versus the Wells. I'm going to call Rogue on this one. I think Rogue wins this at least 2-1. I think the Chaos will score, but I don't know if they've got the skills to deal with that. Let's have a look. Oh no, he's got 2 sets of tackle. He's got a Rackle. I'm still going to go for the Wood Elves, but I wouldn't be shocked if that ends up being a draw. Then our final division, the Renegades. We have 1 game left to play. So the Wild Thornberries versus Sevron's Fury. Still a game, a day left to get that done. So that is Ratboy versus the Deluxe Llama. We had, I can't even pronounce that, versus Coven of Pain. That was a 2-0 win. And we got the Gak Attack versus the Frog Appreciation Gang. That was a 2-0 win as well. So Andor the Mandor and Fidel Catflow 420 represent is sat in second, and then Hessen and Mort's third and fourth. So yeah, that is the roundup this week, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to go have a look at a couple of the plays of the week, and then I'll be back for a final message. Thank you very much, guys. Play of the week. Is that Norman? Yes, 1 in 9s again. And he's dead! Play of the week. Okay, and you join us at the start of our play of the week number 2, and it's a fireball. 1 casualty. 2 casualties. Or another removal. A knockdown, and then 2 players left. Yeah. This might be it, lads. Doesn't get the ball carrier, but who cares? Great fireball, dude. Yeah, this is our second play of the week. And now, back to the studio. So those weren't too bad, were they, guys? Yeah, really, really awesome. Thanks for letting me know about that one as well, Frosty. So guys, yeah, if you want to feature in like plays of the week and stuff like that, please, please, please contact me with what happened, what turn, what game helps as well, and I'll try and get as many of them put into this as we can. I'm going to do one of these every week. It is hard to get it scheduled in, especially now that we roll midweek, but I'll do my absolute best to make sure we get as many of these shows done. Again, thank you so much to all the coaches for getting their games played on time and not having to be constantly chased. This is one of my main worries when we went from like 10 coaches to 26 in a season. I was worried that we were going to perhaps pick up a couple of coaches that were really difficult to like contact and deal with and stuff, but that hasn't been the case so far, so thank you so much. We are going to look to start doing some more community events, so we're doing community nights now, which is really, really fun, where we basically just get pissed and play Blood Bowl. So I'm going to constantly be posting about those, but there's a community thread on our Discord now. It's not just for league coaches, so if you've got friends that want to take part in these as well, please feel free. After the last one, we will no longer be streaming the community nights. They will just be for us to hang out and play some fun games and just chill out, really. So yeah, we can get drunk and chat all kinds of shit. But yeah, we are going to look to do some more style tournaments as well, and like KO Cups and things, now that the Rookie Cup is essentially over as well. Oh, Hermie won that. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Really, really enjoying the season so far. And yeah, I'll look forward to the next video and the next round of games. Thanks. Oh, one final thing. Please post when your game times are, because if there are casters free, we have about 5 people that can cast games. If there are casters free, we will go and cast those games and make sure they're uploaded and things like that. So yeah, please give us as much notice as possible. But yeah, have fun, guys.